Hello, welcome to my um, live today. Oh, I've got some comments already, so I'm going to quickly introduce myself for those who are new. I'm a therapist and coach, and I come on YouTube twice a week, every week, every Wednesdays and Fridays from 6 p.m. UK time till 8 o'clock to take any questions, anything you like to ask me in regards to mental health, therapy, mindset, mindfulness, psychology, and human behavior. So let's get started. Let's see what we have here. Ludwig Hall. Never thought I would say this about a YouTube therapist, but watching your videos have been very helpful. Fantastic. Thank you, Ludwig. Ludwig, I have a question about family trauma. Okay, let's see. How to approach the matriarch with possible personality disorder of a family with a dysfunctional history. I am 100% she have some deep trauma herself. She never accepts anyone over borders and can't talk about difficult family history or the present. She is the core of the family trauma and dysfunction, and I believe she also is the key to healing. Let me see. She never accepts anyone over borders and can't talk about difficult family history or the present. Okay, okay. And she has been using psychological violence against her children since childhood. Okay, so let's address this. How do we approach the matriarch? It's a tricky one. If you know that someone has some mental disorder, what you need to realize is that the way they interpret reality will be different to other people. We all have different versions of reality anyway, but when you have a personality disorder or some conditions, it's much more pronounced, and so you want to be aware of this. And so what sort of kind of conditions are we talking about? I need to know more about her in order to be able to help you. At this point in time, it could be anything at all. But the main thing is to realize that whatever you experience in this moment is going to be different to her. And any word, any insinuation, any facial expression or change of tone of the voice, any of those things can trigger people really gravely if we are suffering from some conditions. And so I would need to know more about what are the things that you reckon she could have. Other than that, yes, I mean, the way that I deal with situations is for each individual. So I can deal with you, but I won't be able to do much about her unless she speaks to me directly, right? Because otherwise, he said, she said, there's going to be too much information diluted, and I won't be able to really understand what is going on. So I can talk about you and how you can approach the situation if you want to tell me more about this. But yeah, the only thing that comes into my mind at this point in time is that she lives in a different reality. We all do, but when we have some personality disorder, again, it's much more intense. It's much more volatile and unpredictable, and also it doesn't make sense for anyone who is not in their head. So yeah, Ludwig, do you want to tell me more about your situation, please? All the words are taken. Hello, hello Didi. Hello, all the words are taken. Om Hello Didi. Hello Om How are you? I'm very well. I'm a bit tired. I had to say I had a big day today, but I'm here, and I'm going to stay here up till 8 o'clock UK time. So a couple of hours. I'm only just started. I just plugged the phone to make sure that I don't run out of battery. And so, yes, Ludwig, if you want to tell me more about your situation, I'm more than happy to delve into it. In the meantime, and until anyone else asks me any more questions, I'm going to do what I always do until we have some traction going on that live, which is to read and comment on my own post to give you an idea of what I do for those who don't know me yet. And hopefully by the time I'm done, that will inspire some of you guys to ask me some questions about yourself. And so, where am I today? It's Wednesday, the 8th of October. let's try what I've put out yesterday. The first post that I put out yesterday goes like this on TikTok. Fighting capitalism, the patriarchy, and any type of discrimination is supporting mental health. So this is to highlight how there are many reasons as to why we suffer. And one of them is precisely because of society. It's not just our past, it's not just the trauma, it's not just how we've been treated. What I want to realize is that there's a huge element of our well-being that is directly related to how the world is designed. And so the reason why we suffer from whatever happened to us, whoever hurt us or whoever neglected us, was because of capitalism, patriarchy, discrimination, limiting belief, and any of those things that are inherent in the society that we live in, and raise children to suffer from the same limiting belief and problems that their parents and parents before them also suffered from. So there you go. If you have any problem, know that one part of the equation is to address your lifestyle and your environment. I can't highlight this enough. Well, there's always three aspects to address. The first is what I do. So it's addressing the emotional triggers, addressing the emotional blocks, understanding what is happening at that level, but also there's lifestyle and environment. And so a lot of people say, I can't afford therapy, I can't seek help, I don't know where to get started. There are a lot of things that we can do for mental health that are free, and that's exploring essentially how to first have a better lifestyle and how to also upgrade our environment so that it supports our conditions and our state. Let me finish the TikTok post and then I will address your comment. The second post that I put out yesterday goes like this. If someone expects forgiveness because they have apologized, it wasn't a real apology. It was a selfish attempt at soothing their own conscience. So basically, forgiveness is something that is deserved when everything right. We can't force and extort someone's forgiveness. If you do that, then we are coming from a place of just wanting to find some self-satisfaction, and it's got nothing to do with real forgiveness. And so, yeah, something about emotional intelligence. When we say sorry, we don't say sorry because we want to be right. We say sorry because we want to be kind. We want to show people that we care about their feelings. We see them. It's not about right or wrong. And so when someone say, I apologized, and they expect forgiveness automatically, then they don't understand the nature of forgiveness and emotional intelligence. And we shouldn't succumb to those people and situations. Finally, the last post that I put out on TikTok yesterday goes like this. Self-awareness without change is the cruelest place to be. And this is to remind people that having an awareness and an understanding of what happened is great. But if we don't change anything about it, we will actually be in a worse place than we were before. Because now we understand what happened, and yet we're not doing anything about it, and so we're going to just suffer with that understanding of everything. Okay, now let me read the comment and see if there's anything. Glad you are here. I had a topic last live. It was about the guy I'm getting to know and his toxic ex. They broke up in May. She has bipolar and is alcoholic, and she abused him for over a year. Okay, she shows up at his place drunk, has beaten him bloody in the past on multiple occasions, and she still tries to break into his place or haunt him. All right. It came that I slept over at his place and she broke in last week and tried to attack me in my sleep. He protected me like he has promised until I got the cops. It was triggering, traumatizing to both. Opinion, how should I handle this? You need to keep yourself safe. And then, I'm not sure, what do you mean by handling? Could you ask me something more specific? What would you like me to help you with? What do you want to do about this? Accept that you are with someone that has his own past. It's for him to deal with that. It's not for you to deal with that. Your only concern is to keep yourself safe from any potential situations. If she has, is it a she? Let me read. Yeah, if she has bipolar, anything can happen, and so keep yourself safe. And but it's not your business. It's got nothing to do with you. It's really between them. Yeah. Unless there's something specific that you want to ask me. Angela, hi Didi, is it possible to repel jealous people? How can you do that? Yes, you can ignore them, absolutely. You can't change the way people are going to react to you. And so sometimes some of us can elicit a lot of jealousy. If someone is very successful or very plastically beautiful, there will be all sort of reactions, because we are all human beings and we all react in a lot of different ways based on our internal state or belief system, based on the things that happen to us. And so we just need to realize that it will happen, but you can create systems to avoid those people. We can't change how they're going to react to us, but we can choose who we allow in our lives. And so choose who you're going to allow in your life. If you have jealous people, create a space between you and them. That's pretty much the advice that I'll tell you. And surround yourself with people who either support your success and are happy for you, or people who appreciate your beauty, or whatever that people are jealous of. And yeah, that's pretty much all that you can do. How to repel them? Yeah. But if you want to tell me more, I'm more than happy to explore that conversation. People tell me to keep it away, for example, but I don't want to give up on a good friend / care too much. Just listen to your gut. Listen to how you feel and follow your intuition, follow your body, your emotions, your feelings. And so if you feel that person is someone you want to hang out with, do that. There's no problem. But then know that there could be some situations with that other person, and so keep yourself safe. However, it's not for you to get involved into whatever's happening between them two, because this is between them. If you get involved, it's going to complicate a lot of things. And also, yeah, I believe that we all have enough problems to deal with, so not to add complications into our existence. Would you agree with me? Angela, thank you for your advice and explanation, Didi. Thank you, Angela. I don't know if you remember the last live when I asked about the age gap thing. It's that guy. Okay, I remember. So it's someone that is older than you, right? I love him to bits, but until he moves out of his sized city, she goes to jail eventually. So this is for him. It's his journey. It's his life. It's his baggage and trauma to deal with. It's got nothing to do with you. What you can do, you can listen to him. You can talk. You can tell him how you feel about this. But we can't change others. This is really his path to explore and sort out, right? What we want to do is to accept people for what they are, and if they ask for help, we can help them out. But we must learn how to appreciate and love people for who they are as they are. And if we really love them, then that should be enough. Allow them some space and know that, trust them, that they're going to do what they have to do, if that's what you feel about him. Yeah. I doubt there is going to be peace soon, so I don't know how to manage, like just meet outside and not home where she can find us easily. So you have to be clear with him. You don't want to play cat and mouse and hide behind the cupboard or under the bed. If it's going to happen, you need to realize that this is the situation, it's happening, and so either accept and see what you can do. Call the police if you feel like it. I don't know. Just deal with that like you would deal with any situation with anyone. But I would not suggest you to to hide behind the cupboard or under the bed or any of those sort of things. Just be open, do your thing, and then tell that guy that it's important for you to connect with him, but he's got to do something about it. So tell him. But then here's the thing: once you told him once, twice, if he doesn't do anything about it, there's nothing you can do about it. It's not for you to deal with. Unless you feel really strongly about that guy and you find the courage to get involved and tell her to stop. Do you see yourself doing this? Can you do this? He's physically stronger than her and I'm safe. Just she's jealous and hates me despite not knowing me. Of course she would if she's got bipolar and you are the new person that her ex is with. But it's totally understandable. You can't expect anything different. You won't be able to reason her, and so just accept that it is the situation. As long as he protects you, that's it, right? I'm trying to think about it, but I don't think there's anything else that I can add that would be productive and right for you. You are choosing at a subconscious level to be with someone that has lots of baggage. So you're not choosing someone that is easy. And very often we do this when we had a difficult childhood, when we didn't get the love that we needed, and we believe that love is that. We deserve that sort of love. This is the kind of love that we deserve. Love that is complicated, love that doesn't promise anything safe and comforting and for long duration. And so, but I'm not challenging that. He could be a great guy and you could be very happy together, but it's just for you to accept and to realize that there's also a reason why you are with that person. There's a part of you that feels homely with someone maybe who brings some chaos in your relationship. I don't know what do you say. I am involved just because she saw me on his couch at night. Yeah, I understand. Yeah. Ludwig, I struggle a lot with the loyalty to my mother, even though she has been the cause for so much suffering and dysfunction. Oh, so the matriarch you're talking about is your mother. Okay, I didn't get this. I thought you were asking for a different family. So let's read this with that in mind. I struggle a lot with the loyalty to my mother. You don't have to be loyal to your mom. You shouldn't be struggling. If you don't feel naturally inclined to be loyal to your mom, it's your emotional mind telling you that she didn't love you, she hurt you, she abused you, she doesn't deserve your loyalty. We have a lot of belief, and a lot of the belief that we have are actually causing problems. And so one of those toxic, limiting, negative, disempowering belief I must be loyal at any cost to some people in my life. And it's just not true. Why would you be loyal to someone who never done anything to deserve your loyalty? But we do this because tradition, family, religion, community, all of those things, we believe I've got to be a good person, I've got to do the right thing. But if you don't feel like this, you don't have to. You need to look after yourself first. If you feel so hard to be loyal to your mom, then it means that you are suffering from something, and you must look after yourself first. Even though she has been the cause for so much suffering and dysfunction, but I don't know if I should just let it go and move on. So yes, there you go. You should let it go and move on. You should focus on yourself. You should heal. You should learn how to understand about what happened to you, what happened in your past, what happened with your mum, and then focus on yourself, as opposed to thinking, I owe her something, she's hurt me, I still should be doing something for her. You don't have to. She still gets you under her grasp, and I'm not saying that she's evil, because I have bipolar. I've got borderline personality disorder, ADHD, CPTSD, and so I know what it is to live through those things, and no one chooses that. However, we can only help people if and when we are ready to help them. And so, if you are dealing with someone who has some personality disorder, the only way you can help them is to first address your own baggage. Otherwise, it's never going to happen, because you have created a relationship over the years. So you have an emotional dynamic, and she knows how to behave with you, and you know how to behave with her at an emotional level. So you can never change anything. You have, as soon as you see her, you're going to be the child again. As soon as she sees you, she's going to be the mother again. And the same dance is going to be played, the same music is going to be played, and you're going to dance the same dance. And so for you to change anything, if that's something that is really important to you, address your health, your own mental health first. Find some understanding, and so maybe, and it's not even guaranteed, but maybe after a while, once you have changed how you feel about yourself, how you feel about her, how you feel about your past, then you may be able to change the dynamic that you have with her. And the first thing is to be able not to react to her and to look at her from a different perspective. Instead of looking at her like your mum, you want to find a way to look at her like a human being at the same level. So we can talk about this if you want. But we cannot all help everyone. And sometimes we can't help anyone. And sometimes we can, but even for that to happen, it does take a lot of work before we can do this. Lucy, I feel paralyzed in life sometimes because I'm scared of doing the wrong thing spiritually. All right, let's see. For instance, I want to go on a trip, but I'm scared of ending up doing bad things. I also have a problem with sexual freedom. All right, okay. So I assume, correct me if I'm wrong, but I assume that you are from a community or family, or both, that are very conservative. And you're worried about doing things that may jeopardize the principles that are so important in your community/family, right? What I'd say to you is to realize that we have a lot of psychological mechanisms that are in place for a reason. And so the fear of doing the wrong thing stems from you needing to belong to your community, to belong to your family, to belong to your group of people, to belong to your tribe. And you believe that if I do the wrong thing, they're going to look down on me, they're going to reject me, they're going to make me an outcast. I won't be one of them anymore. But at the same time, you must also realize that you are a human being, you have your mission in this life, which is to live your life. And you need to experience yourself. You need to experience everything about you, the full spectrum of emotion, feelings, sensations. And if you feel that you may have some urges to experience things, you don't want to repress it. And I know that it's very tricky because for some people who are very religious or very conservative, it's all about repression, shame, guilt, control, sins, hell, all of those things. And because of that, it's terribly difficult to be happy when we have this sort of, it's like a mental prison. And my advice to you is to learn how to find a way to let go of the shame, let go of the guilt, let go of all those things. You can still be religious, you can still be connected with people without suffering from all that burden that comes with many systems that are very conservative. Because you say it yourself, you're saying, I feel paralyzed in life. I'm scared of doing the wrong thing spiritually. You shouldn't be scared of living your life. You shouldn't be scared of experiencing things. You shouldn't be scared of exploring your body, your relationship, people, yourself. All those things are so important in your life. But again, we're all limited by our belief system. So it depends on what you believe. If your belief system is very rigid, everything that I said is going to sound like blasphemy and stupid and bad and nasty, and you're going to probably judge me and reject everything that I said. And there's nothing that I could do about this. But if you can feel that there's some connection, some sense in what I say, we can have a conversation. And I would love to do this with you, Luci. Sins is an illusion. A long time ago, people created that system: religion, sins, shame, judgment, blame, scapegoating, good and bad, hell and heaven, in order to control people, in order to have a society that functioned. That's why all those things were invented. Now we don't need that anymore. People are still using this as part of a tradition, but you can free yourself from it. You can expand your mind. You can still connect with God, whichever God that your family are supporting. Maybe not supporting, are believing in, but you don't want to be prison of all of those belief, because your body, your mind is telling you that there's so much more to life than this. I hope it helps. What do you say, Luci? Luci. Omnom. I know it's not going to be easy if this gets serious for real, but we are empath both and have a lot in common. We can tell each other anything and everything, no judgment. Okay, that sounds great. So in that case, tell him, move away, block the X, lock the door. All of those things he can do. If he's not doing it, then he needs to learn how to do this. If you're connected, you can maybe learn. Maybe you can teach him how to set boundaries, how to be firm. Tell him, just do it, essentially, instead of still allowing her, because maybe he's worried that she may hurt herself. When I was suffering from all of those things, I used to do a lot of emotional blackmail with all of my exes. Anyone who rejected me, I was like, if you don't let me in, I'm going to myself. And I tried many times, and I could be very aggressive and violent, and so that's quite scary. But he's got to realize that him allowing for this thing to happen is only postponing the same he has suffered from. It's never going to fix anything. Omnom, and we can laugh together after the most shittiest days or horrible news. Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. Mel, my family dynamic has changed, and my dad has apologized to me for being a bad dad. Okay, and he sees how it impacted me. I still don't want to be close with him. It takes time. It takes time. So you have an emotional mind and a rational mind. The emotional mind is your child's mind, and it communicates with you through the language of emotions, feelings, and sensations. And then you have the adult's mind, the rational mind, the logical, intelligent mind, and that one is about thought, picture, sentences, words. That mind is where we spend most of the time. But very often we suffer because there's a discrepancy between those two minds. And so that I want to, maybe my dad told me that he said sorry, but you can't be close to him because your child's mind is still not happy with what happened. Your emotional mind hasn't found closure from whatever your dad did to you or whatever he didn't do with you. And so, and also, him saying bad dad is one thing, but there are many different ways to express this. And so, maybe some people can say, I'm sorry I was bad, but they don't really say it in a way that is sufficient for us to feel that they really mean it. So I don't know, it could be all sort of things, but know that it takes time, and you don't have to do it either. Whatever your head tells you is one thing, but you should really listen to your heart. If you still feel unsafe, or if you still feel resentful, then you should honor your own emotional mind first. Your emotional mind is your child, is you when you're younger, and so you want to choose you first, essentially, and learn how to maybe have a better relationship with your emotions and your thoughts, and learn how to see through all of those things, so that eventually, hopefully, at some point where you may then be ready to let it go and truly, fully forgive him. But you don't want to force yourself to do this. You don't have to. Do whatever you feel is right for you to do at this point in time. And that's it. Does this help? Mel? Omnom. Also, yes, I did have a difficult childhood, and no, I'm not sure if this is repeating patterns or not, because I generally like him. But this is the thing, you generally like him. Of course you do. This is part of the thing. Your mind is very, very tricky, and is going to get us to really like someone who is reminding us of some people because of X, Y, Z. And so let's say if you had a lot of chaos in childhood, someone who brings chaos. Now your mind is going to get you excited about that person because there's chaos that comes with him. So now you're going to love him. You're going to be excited. You're going to find him amazing. This is exactly, precisely what the mind does. It's not about not liking him. Of course you do like him, because your mind wants you to reconnect with what feels familiar, with what feels homely, with what feels kind of normal, or even, yes, homely, even though it's chaos. Does it make sense, Omnum? Ludwig, message retracted. Lucci, my family is not as conservative as me. They try to push me to be open like I used to be, but I've had some troubles along my path and I'm afraid of ending up in the same darkness I was in. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you. Okay, so somehow something that I said was helpful. Do you have some... So maybe, so this is the thing, sometime, so if you say that your family is not as conservative as you, maybe there's a part of you that needs this belief to feel safe, like a sense of control and understanding of this world. Some of us, we need that more than maybe your parents. And so that would actually reflect something about you. And so maybe we can talk about it. If you have trauma, if you have anxiety, if you have any type of OCD, if you are on the spectrum of autism, a lot of different conditions can get us to need to have certainty, to need to have a system, to need to have an understanding of what is right, what is wrong, what is good, what is bad, and we have a very rigid mind because we need that system to navigate through life. Otherwise, we're going to be lost and we're going to be feeling too vulnerable. And so maybe there could be that. What do you think, Lucci? Does it sound like you or not? Lucci, thank you again. Thank you. Ludwig, yes, I noticed she says things to provoke a reaction. Because of this loyalty, I have answered the phone and always responded, even with anger when I got frustrated. So now I stopped answering the same day. Okay, so this is it. You want to set boundaries. You want to realize that as long as you keep going like that, you're just going to repeat the past. And nothing has changed from that sort of behavior. And so you might as well change your behavior. In other words, just doing the same as you have always done is not going to change anything. And so learn how to tell her, you know what? I'm working on myself. I'm realizing a lot of things about our relationship. There's a part of me that loves you and wants to care for you. However, there's also a part of me that is not happy with a lot of things. And so now I need to look after myself. I need to create a space for me. I need to heal. And so I'm not going to see you for a while. Or you can say to her, no, tell her that first. And then say to her, I'm happy to see you every now and then. But if you do that, or if you say that, or if you make me feel like that, no contact for the next 3 days or whatever. Create some systems, set some boundaries, tell her, and then when she crosses them, because she will, apply them so that she understands what you mean business. And then maybe that will start something, maybe not, but at least it will start to protect you and change your own relationship with your mom. Lucci, I will try to let go of the limiting beliefs that are trapping me. Yes, yeah, if you can find a way. I mean, it's a process that is different to all of us, and it's a big task. But if you have an idea, at least if you know what to do, then it's a start. It's a start. But if you have any questions, we can talk about this on that live today, or week after weeks. You can come back to my live, and we can talk about this and see how we can push it a bit further together each time. Ludwig, same day and call back day after. Okay. Arafe. Oh, hello, Arafe. Hi Didier, just wanted to ask, I sent an email for a session. I was wondering how long the process takes for the email. I'm sure you are busy. I replied to you. I sent you an email as well, and you didn't reply. I was there on the day that we agreed. It was on the same day, and I sent you. So I mean, at least you are right. But I sent you an email with an invitation for Zoom, and so. Right. I'm not sure what to say at this point in time, but yes, is there anything you want to tell me now? RF. Ludwig, but what do I do? But what I wonder, what I wonder is why she can't show her children love and care like a normal mother. Okay. I believe this is the biggest question I have. Okay, let's talk about this. Uh, why put 6 children in this world and never show them pride, love, or even a real hug? With her current husband, they quarrel every day and she don't respect him either. Because she has conditions. She's not choosing this. We suffer from things that we never chose. And so we are all the result of our upbringing and our environment. And so whatever we suffer from is the result of whatever we've been through in childhood, whichever way our caregivers treated us, whatever happened to us, whatever we learned from them, whatever we observed from them as well. All of those things are going to create our reality. And then your mum, she must have been through all sort of things in her childhood that has gotten her to become that person, and she's just going through her life the best she can, the only way she knows how to. People don't choose to be evil. People don't choose not to care, not to love their kids. People suffer, and they're overwhelmed, and this is all they know. And so the first thing that I want you to really realize is that she's not doing it on purpose. She's not choosing to have kids to hurt them. She's not choosing to lose control, to be emotionally dysregulated. She's not choosing any of those things. She's just a victim of the random lottery of the universe. We don't choose our childhood. We don't choose our parents, our trauma, our education, our culture. We don't choose any of those things. We don't choose our belief system. And so that's why she became how she is. If you still believe that she's done all of those things out of malice, you will suffer all your life. But it's not like that. It's not like that. As I had all of those conditions myself, and so I was a horrible person for many, many decades to a lot of people. And so I really can understand also how it feels to be a mum. And no one chooses that. No one chooses to be horrible. Your mum suffers an awful lot. But what you need to do is to really look after yourself and come to me, speak to me. We can maybe delve into that and I can explain more to you so that you can have a better idea of why your mom is like that. But you want to change the meaning that you are giving to your past. At the moment, you are thinking all of those things happened because we're not enough. There's something wrong about us, and there's also something wrong about her. But if you can change that meaning and think things happened just because. We don't need to find a culprit. We don't need to find an understanding. If you can understand that everything is the continuation of something else, we are all the momentum of something that started before us. And so everything about us is down to our childhood, but our childhood is down to our parents. And so whatever they have created in our life is down to their own childhood. And that goes back to all the generations before. And so we're the continuation of a story that started many, many generations before. And everything happens all the time because of other things. And so if we can zoom out and see the bigger picture, we can realize that it happened just because it happened. Now, I can try to find a culprit, to find some sort of closure, or I can learn how to focus on the things that I can do to heal myself. I hope it makes sense. What do you say, Ludwig? And also, why put 6 children in this world? Maybe at the times were different in the past, and people used to do all of those things because it was normal. It was what was expected from a mother to have kids. And so a lot of people were trapped into that system that didn't work for them. If they could have chosen to look after their mental health, not have kids, and be supported, then that would have been their choice. But they probably didn't have the choice. And so a lot of mothers, they end up having kids and they don't want to, but this is how they see themselves. This is their role in society. And this is why I was talking about how patriarchy is one of those things in society that creates so much harm, either directly or indirectly, to so many of us. Omnum, she is the definition of emotional blackmail. She did what you described literally 2 weeks ago. Okay. So yes. So you know that there are people like that. The only thing that you can do is to keep yourself safe, and tell your new partner, your new special friend. I don't know how you call him yet, but your new relationship. Tell him that it's important for you to do something with him, but just keeping you safe from her when she's there is not going to be enough, because it can last forever. It can last for years until something very, very bad happens. And those things do happen, sadly. Ludwig, it's like she energizes on provoking other people all the time and push the buttons. Yes, some of us, we need that. Some of us, we don't know how to interact with people. Some of us, and I was like that myself, we would push the buttons because we need to connect with people. We need to see that we exist, that we are not invisible, that people can see us. But we don't know how else to make this happen. If we could do this through love and inspiration and kindness, we would. But if we suffered and we have not been given any kindness or love, we wouldn't know how to do this. And so I used to be like that. I used to be horrible to people all the time, and I needed that to know that I existed. And I hated myself for this, but I didn't know any better. And it's probably the same with your mum. So it's still something bad for you, and so you need to protect yourself. But some of us, we are so effed up, we are so hurt by life that this is how we behave in society. And until and unless we're lucky enough to get someone that can help us and heal us and get us to realize this, that's the only way we know how to operate in the world with people in society. Ludwig, and I have another question too. It's like my brain now are processing all those old things, situations, and how I reacted to them, things I have suppressed all my life. Why is this happening? Because you are coming at a place in your life where you want to find closure, when you want to understand. And so, yeah, your brain is going to replay things that it deems important. And so if there are some memories of the past, it's because now maybe it's a turning point for you to do something about it. Either seek therapy, seek some professional help, or go on your own journey of self-discovery, or move away, or both. But we all change and evolve all throughout our lives, throughout our journey, and there'll be different priorities at different times for also different reasons. But as long as you're thinking about something with insistence, it's because your mind wants closure from that situation. So there could be some shame, there could be some anger and resentment, there could be some fear, there could be also different emotions. Yeah. A fear of mine is that he still loves her because he hugged her once while she snuck in drunk, barefoot, crying, and he told me we're only hugging, but I'm not sure. Also, one of the times we talked about moving because I'm also not safe here for other reasons. He tells me I'm right, but one time he did say quietly that he's afraid he will miss her. He may. Being scared will not change anything. Feeling insecure about it will not change anything. This is your feelings and your emotions telling you about your own wounds, your own scars, your own past, where you have been lied to, cheated on, let down by your caregivers or by some people who are important to you, and so that's why you're still feeling like that. So this is a whole different conversation. But what I'd say is, you want to talk about this. What is it that you would like me to discuss today? What is the main thing that you would like to address at this point in time? Because you could be wrong or you could be right. Anything happens. And also, maybe he could be confused, and maybe sometime he may be missing her, and some other time he's sincere when he says that he doesn't. We're all vastly, deeply intricate, and we have a lot of different versions of us that come out at different times for different purpose. And so what matters is that in the moment, you feel that what he tells you is his truth. If you can feel that he's honest and sincere with you in that moment, that's all that matters. Now, the next moment, he may say or behave in a different way. But this is the thing, nothing is guaranteed in life. And so you need to, if you're going to embark yourself in a relationship with someone, You need to learn how to go along with it and accept that anything is possible. However, if you trust that there's something special, focus on that. Instead of focusing on the fear, the doubt, and the insecurity, focus on the love, the happiness, the joy, the things that you have in common. And that will fill up your mind with the good stuff instead of worrying about whether or not he still loves her. Does that help, Omnum? Ludwig, due to some other things that happened, a custody court case with my ex, and I became FT father. I don't know what is FT father. Let me Google it. FT father. Likely refers to an R&B hip-hop artist known as father. I don't think that's what you mean. I don't know, what does that mean, FT father? I hit the wall and I went through something I would call ego death. I have to rebuild my whole identity. Okay, I think, okay, we can talk about this. How should I approach this? It's very simple. We believe that we must be something. We believe that maybe I had an ego death, I must start. It's very simple. Don't overthink. Don't overcomplicate. Discover what you like. Discover what you don't like. And then eventually you will grow in that direction. And just like that, you will be more aware about how to define yourself. We're changing all the time. We're here to explore sort of things. So I don't believe in ego death. So I don't know. For me, ego is not an entity. Let me type it and see if there's a definition of what it means. Ego death refers to a complete loss of a subjective sense of self-identity or ego. Do you have any condition? Because there could be conditions that get us to question who we are. Some conditions, like I had, borderline personality disorder, for instance. Because of that, I never really knew who I was all my life, and I always tried to be liked, to be someone else, to pretend that I was someone else, and it's part of my condition. Because I'm so desperate to be loved and to be seen and to be accepted that I would do anything. So I don't have a personality. I'm a chameleon, and I'll be anything you want me to as long as you love me. And so I don't know if that's the case for you, but there are some conditions that also affect how we perceive ourselves. So something to bear in mind. But here I can see on the Googling that the term is used in contexts such as mysticism and psychedelics. In a spiritual context, transcendence, ego death can be a part of spiritual practice or mystical experiences that involves a profound shift in consciousness. So this is something to do with drugs, and it's a whole different world. So is that what you are going through, Ludwig? To me, there's no such thing as ego death, because ego is no more or less than the perspective of us as human being. That's it. Your ego is not an entity. It's not something that you can kill or destroy or whatever. It's just a point of view. And so ego is the perspective of you as a person, as Ludwig, as a human being, as someone who's been through everything you've been through up to this point, as how you see yourself in society. That's all that there is. So in that sense, there's no really ego death. What we can experience is through meditation, every now and then, we can come out of our body, zoom out and see ourselves from the outside. And in that moment, we're observing ourselves. We're observing the ego. We're observing the human being. But at some point, we will return in that body because we are people. We live in a world of people, and we have a certain reality that we share with other people. And so in this moment, we'll be back into the place of the ego, and it's okay. Do you want to explain maybe what you mean by ego death, Ludwig? Was it to do with what I've heard or something else altogether? I'm aware I'm not in a committed relationship with him, and that's okay, but I feel like as long as he's so traumatized, maybe something like Stockholm Syndrome, we're not going to be able to be together. Yes, you could be right, but then that's his burden to deal with, right? He's looking for a therapist and we start soon. Okay, good news, right? Should I stay close but have boundaries until I feel like he has at least partially healed, moved on, taking better care of himself? I don't believe in that. A lot of people say if they do that, then you should not. I believe that you should just listen to your emotions and your intuition. That's it. And listen to it each moment. And listen and do whatever your intuition tells you to do, one moment at a time. When we plan things, we're coming from that place. We're trying to rationalize everything. Also, maybe if it was that, but there's so many parameters into place that people have no idea about. We are emotional beings, and we all have different past, and we all have different interpretation of reality each moment. And so, really, learn how to connect with your body. Listen to your emotions, your feelings, your sensations, your intuition, and then go along with them one moment at a time. That'd be my advice to you. Because you're trying to rationalize something that you have no understanding of. He has his conditions, she has her conditions, you have your conditions. There's a lot of things going on. And so, to me, the easiest route really is to just listen to your body. And again, move one step at a time. Listen, and know that whatever your intuition is going to tell you is not a solid path that will give you exactly what you want in your life. It's just telling you what is best for you in this moment. That's it. Do it one step at a time and see how it goes. Jay Sanchez. Hello, Didi. It's crazy. That page popped up on my feed. I'm in Marisa's program. Oh, fantastic. Marisa Peer. And I just watched the live you had with her. Your transformation was amazing. Thank you very much. Yes. I'm delighted that my my video is still there after all that time. So yes, I'm very happy with that. Thank you for letting me know that about this. Do you want to talk about RTT? Jay Sanchez. I'm happy to. I've been doing it since 2017. So anything, even technical stuff, provided it's not too. I can't divulge things because it's the secret of Marisa Peer's concoction of systems. But I can explain maybe some stuff that I've gone through with my own clients if you want to know anything about this. But thank you, Jay Sanchez. Mel, your response helped me. Yes, fantastic, thank you. My emotional mind is not on board with it and I don't need to rush. Yes, there's no rush. We're in here to express ourselves, and so our whole life is important. Right? There's no deadline, there's no rush, there's no FOMO. We do things at the time we're ready to do it too. One baby step at a time, and this is life. UK lady, nice philosophy, thank you. Angela Ramsey, full-time father. Ah, thank you. Nothing to do with the rapper. Okay, so maybe on the next comment I will understand better now. Doomer, big ups and respect to you for spreading goodness and positivity. Thank you so much, Doomer. Ludwig, I mean, my identity is just broken. I'm reevaluating everything I am and why I become like this and how to approach life. You don't need to have a sense of identity unless you suffer from trauma and you live in fear and you need to know who you are. Because we don't need to know who we are. You can become. That is much more exciting. That is much more interesting. You don't need to have a clear, exact definition of who you are. We all change anyway. Most of us, we don't know who we are. We are in this life to find out what it is about to be ourselves. And so when you say my whole sense of self is broken, is how you perceive yourself. What I'd say is see this like a blessing. Whatever you believed you were is no longer ongoing, and it's okay. Because you can then choose who do you want to become, what do you want to be, what sort of quality, what sort of things you want to explore. And this is fantastic. This is great. It's like blank canvas. So look at it like that. Be excited. Instead of thinking, I lost my identity, you haven't lost your identity. You have lost a sense of identity that doesn't work for you anymore. And so it's a good thing. You're evolving away from that. We are always evolving and changing. And so you're having a big shift, and it's a great thing. Embrace the new self. Choose who you want to become, right? There's nothing about your personality that you can't change if it doesn't work for you. Our personality is no more or less than a construct. We need to have a sense of self only for one reason. Because we are scared of not understanding ourselves. Because if we don't understand who we don't understand the world either. And so the reason why we need to have a sense of identity, again, I was talking about trauma. If you have trauma, you will need that. Because as long as you understand who you are, even if it comes with flaws, it's okay. Because who you are is going to reflect your reality, your world. You will have an idea of what's going on. But what you want to realize is that who you are is ever changing, and you can absolutely be whatever you want to be, to become. And as you become something upgraded, your reality will also upgrade itself. Because your reality is a reflection of who you are. Your reality is a reflection of who you believe you are, and what sort of reality you deserve and should have. Does it make sense, Ludwig? Sorry for not having a shorter statement, more direct question. I'm trying to sort out how I should manage or judge the situation. Everything you said until now is valuable for that. Thank you. Don't be sorry, Keep asking. Never apologize. I like your questions. I like all questions. I'm here to help people. So never feel bad about this. And I'm glad that some of the things that I said you found useful so far. Thank you. Ludwig, and because I'm now a full-time father, yes, so we get there, I just lost myself. Before, I was partying all the time to what I believe subconsciously escape all this internalized trauma. So again, reframe how you see that situation. It's not that I lost myself. You didn't lose yourself. You realize that the old version of yourself didn't work anymore for you being a full-time father. So you have evolved. You don't lose anything. You evolve. You change. It's like saying, oh, when I was baby, I used to wee on myself. I've lost it. No, you have changed. You have grown up. You have evolved. And it's the same thing with you happening now. You become a full-time father. So you had to develop other aspects of yourself to make it for your actual situation. And it's great. But you can do this, right? Thank you for your heart, whoever it was. Dakota, you got Big Daddy energy. Okay, I don't know what it means, but yeah. You are now the Internet Daddy. Congratulations. Yes, I'm the Internet Daddy. Thank you. Cyril Hill Killer. How can I be calm for my driving test? For your driving test, what you want to do is to visualize beforehand it going well. So it depends. If you have anxiety, if you suffer from from stress and burnout, then there's a lot of things we can talk about, but I don't know anything about you. And so just based on what you said, unless I get any more details from you, how can you be calm for the driving test? You want to first, before it happens, do some visualization that everything is going to be fine. And then on the day, focus on the moment as best as you can. Be mindful, be present. Instead of trying to be in the head of the person that is testing you. So let's imagine that it's a he. Instead of trying to think, what is he thinking about me? Does he think that I'm good enough? How am I coming across to him? Forget about this, because that is going to get you to feel more anxiety and self-doubt. Instead of that, just think, I'm at peace, I trust myself, whatever happens, happens. If it works out well today, great. If not, it's also okay. There's always another time, there's always another day. I'm here to learn, I'm here to grow, and I trust the universe to give me the best that I should have today. So if you can do that, then you don't need to stress out, you are letting go of the pressure, I need to get it right. Instead, tell yourself, I trust the universe, I'm going to do my best, and my best is good enough. Does it help? Cyril Hill Killer. Ludwig, my family have been dysfunctional, and I have also been dysfunctional and antisocial in my behavior. Okay, I get it. Okay. Monique, hi there. Hello, Monique. Ludwig, and this is the change that is happening. Okay. So I think there's a positive change, right? Because you want to move away from your mum, from that dysfunctionality. Dysfunction. Ludwig, but it's been a lot of self-loving about the past. Okay, self-loving, when you self-love, is because you are still looking at yourself from the perspective of the people who raised you. And so if they told you you're not enough, you should be ashamed of yourself, their voice is in your head. It's not your voice. It's not you speaking. It's not you thinking. So realize this. I'm thinking this about myself because I've been hearing it for such a long time that it's stuck. And now I forgot that it's not me. I believe that it's my voice and I am self-loving. And so realize that you have some echo of the people from the past and you can let it go. You can think, I'm thinking this, but it's not me. I'm thinking this because my mum used to speak to me like that. Maybe some bullies also used to talk to me like that, or whoever was involved in your upbringing and your belief system. And so, yes, if you are self-loving, it's because you've been taught that you had shame, there's something bad about you. It's all because of you. And it's just not true. Now you're a parent, and so you want to learn how to heal so that you don't pass this on to your own kids. Right? When you look at your kids, you don't want them to feel terrible, right? You've learned from that, I assume. Maybe not. Just let me know. Let me know. But you don't want your kids to live in shame and fear and feeling disgusting and stupid and ugly. I hope that you don't. And so if you don't, hopefully, and if not, do let me know, and we can talk about this as well. But if you don't do that, it means that you are able to see things from a different perspective. And I want you to see yourself from that same perspective. The perspective of the adult, the perspective of someone that is coming from a place of love and care and compassion and empathy and support, as opposed to seeing yourself from the perspective of your mum or whoever hurt you in the past. Does it make sense, Ludwig? Monique, may I please ask a question? I had OCD severe since I was about 4 years old. Do intrusive visual and thoughts. Okay. ... Julia, are these your parents in the pic in the back? Yes, my parents, when they got married a long time ago before I was born in Hong Kong. Tarek, if you declare with your mouth Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that God raised him from dead, you will be saved. Time is short. We are living in the end times. Tarek, there's a place and a time for everything. I appreciate everyone's belief and religion, but for you to come into my page, I don't know you. For you to come into my page and to preach Jesus and tell everything of the time, tell me about you. You have a problem. You have a problem. You need to address this. You need to realize that no one that is normal would feel okay to go on a random stranger's live and say, oh, accept the Lord, otherwise end up in hell. Realize that you have a problem. This is not normal. This is not mentally and emotionally healthy and normal. If we had a discussion about this, it would be different. We'd be talking, I can talk about God, it's not a problem at all. But for you to intrude into my life and get started, you don't even present yourself. You don't say, hello, I'm Tarek, let's talk about God. No, you're just telling me that. And so there's something called religious narcissism. And you're either one of those religious narcissists, or you've been brainwashed by them and you believe that you're doing the right thing. And so be aware of that, right? I don't have any problem with religion, but it's not about religion, it's the way you choose, you decide to come into my life and to throw this into my face. And this is wrong. This is totally wrong. It's like me going to someone's page and saying, you must eat pizza with pineapple. Otherwise you're going to happen to hell. Why? Where does that come from? We didn't even talk about it. There's something wrong about me if I'm going to tell people to eat pizza with pineapple randomly out of nowhere. And this is what you're doing. I want you to realize this, okay? Unless you're a troll. In which case, oops, sorry about this. My watch is telling me that it's time for me to quickly put my TikTok post out. I've got ADHD. If I don't do this straight away,
ISIS had a heavy presence in...
So I have to do this straight away. Just bear with me, please. So, yes, Tarek, unless you're a troll, a lot of people on the internet would just like to troll, and you don't mean that, and you just want to get people to react to that. So in that case, I hope that you enjoyed trolling a stranger on the internet. Let's move on. Monique, yet didn't know there was a name for that, for what I'd been experiencing till I was reading in the library and stumbled upon it. Okay, so we're talking about OCD. Okay, all my life I'd been hiding it and thought I was the only one. Okay, no, you're not You're not the only one, sadly. Stella, hi Didi, I have been stalked by my guy. What should I do to forgive him as I'm emotionally worried? You don't want to forgive him because you're emotionally worried. You want to find a place where you are safe. And let me try to understand your mind. How do I forgive him as I'm emotionally worried? Where does the worry connect with the forgiveness? I don't understand. If you're emotionally worried about someone, why would you need to forgive them? When we're emotionally worried, we're worried that they may do something stupid. I don't understand. Could you clarify this for me, please, Stella? I really want to talk about this, but I need to understand what you mean. Monique, I do think it's why I struggle with feeling I'm a worthwhile human being. I'm 43 years old, single mama now. I feel like I'll never accept myself as worthy, attractive. I don't feel like a whole human. We are in this life to discover ourselves. It's a journey. And so some part of our experience is to believe that there's nothing is going to change. We need to experience helplessness. We need to experience despair. Those are important part of the spectrum of emotions and experiences of what it is to be a human. However, it's not true. We all change. And it's not guaranteed that you're going to change exactly the way you want to change, but we all change in some capacity all throughout your life. And so you can possibly change and learn how to love yourself, how to feel worthy, how to accept yourself. To be honest with you, many of us go through that journey because sadly, the way the world and society is designed creates a lot of hurt to many of us in childhood that develop into all those problems. And so you're not the only one. And if you come back regularly, we can talk about this, but you can learn like a skill. It's a skill. Self-love is a skill. You knew how to love yourself when you were born, but you've forgotten because you've been infected by the fear of the adult. But we can always learn how to reconnect with those part of us. You loved yourself. You felt worthy and enough when you were a baby. And maybe a part of our life, of our journey, is to forget about it, so that we can find ways to remember. Maybe that is the journey for many of us. And so know that you can change in the way that you want to change. I'm not promising this to you because I don't know. Nothing is guaranteed in life, but everything is possible, right? We can talk about this more. Julia, also off topic, but I love your tattoos. All right, thank you, Julia. Rooney, any suggestion for hair removing cream? I tried shaving my butthole with a blade and got real bloody. I don't know. Good luck with that. McCarthy, good afternoon again. Hello, McCarthy. Monique, thank you, Monique. So, what would you like to talk about in regards to OCD? Do you want to ask me anything specific? Have you dealt with that? Are you looked after? Is it in check? Is it stable somehow? Ludwig, towards my child, I'm not like that. I'm very aware to not repeat this pattern. Okay. So if you're aware of that, if you can be kind and loving and supporting to your child, you can do this for you. All you've got to do is to see yourself from the same perspective, from the same lenses, from the same state. Every time you look at yourself, you're thinking, oh, I'm rubbish, I suck. It's because for that moment, you're looking at yourself through the perspective of your mom. So instead, tell yourself, zoom out. Learn how to speak to yourself the way you speak to your child, or the way you speak to your best friend, the way you speak to people that you care about. Talk to yourself like that. Learn that skill over time, and then you will start to realize, you know what? What you have been doing up to this point is just a habit. Habits of thoughts, habits of belief, habits of emotions, habit of behavior. It's just habit. And so let go of that habit by installing a new, better habit that is called positive self-talk. Talk to yourself with kindness. Imagine that your child is coming to you and saying, Dad, is it true that I'm a loser? Is it true that I'm ugly and stupid? Is it true that I'm not okay? Is it true that everything is because of me? What are you going to tell your child? Yes. No, of course not. You're going to say no. And I want you to learn how to say that to yourself. Whenever you have those thoughts, tell yourself, is it true? No. This is the voice of my mom. Block it. Don't block it. Replace it with another voice. It's not just noise. Grab the mic, the karaoke mic, and talk to yourself in the way you talk to your child. Because you have a child inside of you, so you're literally talking to your child inside of you. Your emotional mind is your child. Julia, beautiful parents. I'm in love with your mother's looks. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. That's very kind of you. She's going to be happy. She's a narcissist, so her look was always very important. She's still alive. But very often with narcissist people, as they get older, their look fades, and that affects their personality as well. Sorry. Ludwig, yes, it makes sense. Many good points about this fact. Fantastic. Just so you know, I'm going to leave that live behind. All my live on YouTube stay on my channel. So I don't know how long it takes. I think it takes 2 hours before it's uploaded. But for sure, if you enjoyed this live and if you want to retrieve any information, by tomorrow, if you go on my profile, on the live section, you will see it. And you can replay it. All the words are taken. Thank you for speaking on religious narcissism. Not enough addressing of this. Yes, especially in our day and age with what is happening in America. I think it's really something that I'll spend some time maybe talking about. People don't realize that anyone who is controlling others, so it can be the government, it can be the media, it can be a religion, they all understand basic principles of psychology. And so it's directly related to what I do. It's really understanding the human mind and how to manipulate people emotionally. Ludwig, I don't involve my child in all this past trauma and dysfunction either by talking about it. Okay? Yes, your child doesn't need to know about any of those things. If you look well after them, then that's all that they need to know. They only need to know that you love them, that you accept them, and that you support them unconditionally. That's all that they need from you. All the words are taken. You got this, Lud. Self-awareness is a great channel for self-love. Julia, watching yourself from another perspective, as in watching yourself with the eyes of a loving parent, is such a good tip. Thank you for what you do. Thank you. Yes, we want to become the loving parent of ourselves. We want to be our best friends. We want to be our manager, or PR, or PA. We want to be our group of cheerleaders. We want to have a whole team that are supporting us, as opposed to all the people who belittled us, who put us down, who ignored us, who only loved us at conditions if we did certain things. We want to stop looking at ourselves from those perspectives. And that goes back to what I always say. Everything about our life, all of our problems, and any aspect of our life are the result of only one thing: how we see ourselves. And so how we speak to ourselves is part of it. When we speak to ourselves the way our bullies or abusers used to speak to us, we are confirming, we are repeating what happened to us in childhood, and we are continuing the same state we've been in, and the helplessness, the disempowerment, the feeling of injustice, the anxiety, all of those things are going to be there because we keep on nurturing those toxic energies inside of our body and mind. But thank you for appreciating what I do, Julia. Delilah Boo, I have a deep, painful attachment to someone. It's been 3 years. I haven't seen them in 3 years. How do I heal from this? There's a lot of different things to address. It depends, because I don't know you. But just based on that, not knowing if you have any conditions at all, what you want to do is to focus on your life now. Focus on meeting other people, focus on creating something that excites you, focus on moving forward, as opposed to delving in the past, ruminating, trying to change the past. Your mind can only be in one place at a time and think about one thing at a time, each moment. So you can choose to be in the past or the future, or you can be present. That's it. We can go very quickly from the past and the future and the present all the time. But if you can learn how to be mindful and learn how to focus on what makes you happy, what excites you, what stimulates you positively, and make a project out of this. So it can be something that you do, but also it could be new relationships, meeting people. Then that will move you away from thinking about the past. Now, of course, if you had some unhealed emotional wounds, it's a whole different conversation, and I need to know more about you. But focus on now, learn how to be mindful, practice mindfulness and meditation, choose things that are important to you and invest yourself into those things. And then as you do that, you will also meet people who are sharing the same interest as you, and you will be able potentially to even meet some new love interest that will take your mind away from those people from the past. The reason why you are not able to move on is because you're still thinking about it all the time, and so you are reinforcing those neural pathways. The more you think about it, your brain is plastic, and so whatever that you think is reinforced over time. There's a very simple analogy, a very powerful one. Think about a mountain where it snowed and people are skiing. So a neural pathway is basically when someone goes down one time. And the more you go that same path, the more the neural pathway is going to get deeper and deeper. To the point where when you ski on that path, you can't get out of it because it's so deep. And this is the habits that we create over time by thinking about it more and more. But if you choose to focus on a different path, it will be difficult at first because you have that, but you can try a light one. And eventually with time, and because it's going to snow more, you're going to create a new neural pathways. It's that simple. Your brain is plastic and it adapts to everything. It adjusts to everything that you do, everything that you think, everything that you feel, everything that you react to, everything that you experience is reinforced by virtue of repetition. That's it. And so you can only be here now, focused on what is important to you, or you can think about the past or the future. Anxiety with the future, and an unfinished business with the past. Does it help, Delilah? Julia Dream, oh shit, didn't know your film star looking mother is a narcissist. It's okay, it's okay. I love her. I've done a lot of work. We used to love and hate each other in equal measure. I also have conditions, and she has other conditions as well. But, you know, I'm a therapist for a reason. I've been through my own journey. And so now, for the last many years, we've been in a really good place. I genuinely love her. I talk to her on the phone regularly, and I tell her in French, in Chinese, in English. I tell her that I'm proud of her. I'm so glad, I'm so happy that I had her as a mother, despite everything, because I've learned, I've grown. This was my path, this was my journey, and I've managed to flourish out of this. And she's in a better place as well. And so everything was meant to happen already, even all the trash from the past that we both suffered from. Makes sense, though children of narcissists, if can escape the toxic pattern and heal, tend to help others to heal. Thanks. Yes, there you go. Precisely what I was saying. AJ, greetings. Hello, AJ. Honey, who wants to be friend? We are all your friends here if you want to speak to us. Honey. 2012 Listo, Pizza Power. Oh, God, I must be behind. Just so you know, this is live. Well, you know it's live. 1919. And I will get to your comment at some point. I'm reading every single one of them. I'm not ignoring any. Joshua, I have an anxiety disorder which started as a result of a panic attack a little over a year ago. I believe I have made a lot of progress, but sometimes I feel like I'm at a point zero again. Okay? Do you want to talk about this? When it comes to dealing with things of that nature, it's not just one thing that you're dealing with. There are a lot of different angles, and so there's a lot of different reasons why your anxiety is triggered. So go on that journey. Don't expect anything. Realize that you've come a long way, and you will have some ups and downs. But as long as you keep on going, that is all that matters, and things will get better and better over time. Hopefully, it should be. Dalala Boo, thank you. Okay, fantastic. Thank you, Dalala. Julia Dream, I'm no therapist, but I think my mom has serious narcissistic traits. How can I save my younger brother from her? He still lives with her, and she's so manipulative, and he feels so obligated to her. You can't. You can't. You can't. You can't. You can't. I'm sorry to say. You can't save your brother. He's of a younger age. He needs to save your mum. She will do all sort of things to him. However, as soon as he can leave house, now you can help him. You can talk about things. You can get him to seek help, but you can't save your because if she's a narcissist, they are the master manipulator, and there's nothing you can do about it. Especially if she's the mother and your brother is underage, right? So I'm sorry to say this, but at this point in time, there's not much you can do. However, don't despair, because we can all heal from whatever happened to us in childhood. So as soon as your brother can leave, then you'll be able to help him out, right? The only way you could save your brother from her is to kidnap him, but I'm not sure that would be something that I would condone. Yeah, sadly, sometimes there are situations in families and there's nothing much we can do about it. I'm sorry to hear this, Julia. 2012, Listo. Josh, all anxiety and fear is from a bad liver. We used to call coward lily livered. Take 1 milligram. So this is not true. 2012, Listo. I understand that you come from a good place, but this is not true. I'm a therapist. If you promote this, you are sharing some harmful information. Please, guys, don't believe this. Now, it's true that if we look after our body, there are things that are connected to energies and things and chemical reactions, serotonin, dopamine, all of those things. But just taking a pill to fix anxiety is not going to cut it. It may have helped some people anecdotally, but it's not something that works, and it's very important for me to highlight this. And again, I appreciate that you come from a place of wanting to give an advice, but taking 1 milligram of milk thistle to fix anxiety is not going to help. It may help a little bit to some people, but it's not going to fix anxiety, because anxiety is so much more complex than that. 2012, I've been anxiety-free for 20 years, and also there are many different types of anxiety, and so maybe that helped you. Because something worked for you doesn't mean that's going to work for everyone. I do believe that there's something that works for everyone. I do believe that, and so I appreciate that. I do believe what you say. But also, in my profession, I know that if it was so easy to give some milk thistle to anxiety, gosh, life would be so much better for everyone, but it's not like that. For some people, it's really complicated. It comes with a lot of other conditions and comorbidities, and so it would be terribly naive to believe that that thing that worked for you will work for everyone. So I'm glad that it worked for you, 2012, and I'm very happy that you are anxiety-free. But because something worked for you doesn't mean that it's going to work for everyone, especially when it comes to anxiety. I'm also now allergic to alcohol, tobacco, and all drugs, but weed suffers that too. Okay. I hope you understand me. 2012, Listo. Julia Dream, I love for you that you are on a good term with her. Truly speaks for yourself. Yeah. Took me a lifetime and a lot of suffering, but this is my journey, and I'm very proud of myself. Yeah. Carl, it's more well blubbers. I don't understand what it means. Netchamagluk Adilikan, I very much appreciate your videos. This is my first time seeing you live. Okay, welcome. Apologies for the ignorance, or if you explained already what is an RTT therapist. Okay, RTT therapist, RTT means Rapid Transformational Therapy. It's a system invented by Marisa Peer that involves hypnosis, regression, and belief reframing at a subconscious level. So all of our problems are emotional and they all stem from a subconscious mind. They don't live here. So talking therapy don't really address much things. It can help, it can make people feel better, but it does not solve problems that are to do with mental and emotional imbalance because it all stems from our subconscious mind. And so with RTT, through the process of hypnosis, we go back into the moments of our past where we have created the belief that have now escalated and gone out of control and are creating other problems in your life. And what I do from there, I upgrade those beliefs. I change the emotional intensity of those memories so that the nervous system doesn't need to have depression or anxiety or overthinking or any of those things, but there are all systems that we put into place to stay safe through our childhood. So I hope it makes sense. So it's in a nutshell, it's hypnotherapy on steroid, and it's very potent for things like trauma, anything to do with. To be honest with you, everything stems from some sort of trauma anyway. But yeah, does it make sense? Is it clear enough, or do you want me to talk more about it, Nechama? Julia, ouch! But yep, I needed to hear that. I can't save my brother. Thank you. It's not that you can't save yet. Sometime things are the way they are, and we must remind ourselves that things are always changing as well. And so just add the word yet at the end of it. I can't help him yet. But you will be able to do this. What I would suggest for you to do is to maybe read more about psychology, about the mechanics of the mind. Talk to me, ask me questions, so that you have a better grasp of it, so that when your brother is able to come out, then you can tell him everything he needs to know. Joshua, I tried everything like diet, exercise, mindfulness, etc. And it all made me focus more on my anxiety. Because you haven't addressed the root cause of them. We are the result of many things. So you have addressed many things, but you are still missing some element. And so it's for you to find out what is missing. It's like a puzzle. Nothing happens just because of one reason. Things happen because of many, many things altogether. And so it's a great thing that you are aware that diet, exercise, mindfulness contribute to your well-being. But if you don't address the subconscious triggers, the emotional baggage, what you do will not suffice, as you know it well. And so what I would suggest for you is to seek whatever type of therapy could help you. Go on that journey of exploration, finding out what is there around, listen to intuition, speak to people, and try different things. I believe that nothing works for everyone, but there's something, at least one thing, that will work for you. And it's for you to find out what it is. But keep doing everything else. Keep practicing mindfulness, keep looking after your body, diet, exercise, sleeping, drinking water, socializing, spending time in nature, doing things that excite you. All of those things are so very important. But just be aware that you haven't got all the elements yet. That's it. And at some point when you find the missing elements, then you'll be able to create a little bit of magic and transform. 2012, Didi, with all due respect, it was common knowledge back in the 50s and it worked for me like magic. Yes, a lot of things have changed in the 80s. And again, I appreciate that you changed and I'm happy for that, for you. But you are not the center of the world. I hate to say this like that, but I've got to. Because it worked for you, doesn't mean that it's going to work for everyone. So there you go. And also when it comes to mental health, in the 50s, they knew nothing. In the 50s, it was still medieval, barbaric, whatever people did back then. And so people had to resort to things like that. Are you for real, 2012? I feel like you could be a troll. Do you really mean what you say? If I can smell a hint of trolling, we're not going to be friends. I'm creating this space to help people, so please be serious. I mean, it's not be serious. Please be considerate about people who are coming into this space for support. Joshua again, which made it far worse. Okay, I get it. Try it, true that from Listo. Julia Dream, do you have children? People like you should be parents. I love to be your daughter, even though I'm almost 30 and live in Germany. Lol. Okay, I don't have kids now. I wouldn't be a good parent, actually. On paper, now, actually, here's the thing. I've got conditions. And I'm very happy that you are saying this. I'm glad that you are telling me that I'm coming across as such. But I've got too many things in my life that I want to explore, like working on my books, looking after people, delving more into understanding the mind. There's no space for kids. And if you're a kid, because I have ADHD, it would be very, very. I wouldn't be such a good dad. I could be if I had to, but I will have to sacrifice everything else that I'm doing. But I can give you an example. When I focus on my foot, little noise can really trigger me and make me angry. And I'm working on that, and it's getting better and better. And I have all sort of systems in place. I have a pair of EMF. But even when there's little noise, like if there's a siren outside in the street, it gets me angry because it's breaking my focus, and it's an ADHD thing for some of us, and also CPTSD, and so at home, my husband sometimes just hangs around, and all the noises that he makes are terribly triggering to me. So I'm working on it, but he's into antiques, so he always have some deliveries. He opens boxes, and there's some tapes, and all those things drive me nuts. And now I'm getting better, but at the beginning, even him breathing would trigger me. And so I can't imagine kids. Even when I'm listening, hearing some kids outside in the park laughing and playing, I'm like, oh, shut the F up. Because I get into a state of rage sometimes. So I'm working on that. I'm getting much, much better. But because of my conditions, I know also my limitations. So if I had kids, if there was something that I could not escape, I would sacrifice everything in order to work on that to be a better parent. But I wouldn't be able to do the things that I'm doing now and help other people and work on my books and my content on YouTube and all those things. But thank you nevertheless for the compliment. I always had the idea that I would be a great dad. But knowing myself now with all of my conditions, I'm like, gosh, thank God I didn't have a child. Anyway, thanks, Julia. Aurelie, Butterfly, Listo, I wish I could share this wish with all who suffer, and it wouldn't hurt to try. Other words are taken. Please drink, Didi. Yes, thank you. My fluid manager. I do forget to drink. Again, ADHD. So I've got coffee. I need to drink more water as well. I drank. I don't know who I am, said hi. Hello. Listo, what if every professional is as dismissive as you, though? What if I really works like it did for me? So listen to me. It may work for some people, but it's not going to work for everyone. And that's what I'm saying, right? I'm going to stop reading your comments. I think you're coming from a trying place. Nechama Gluck. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Thank you for explaining. Since I started examining subconscious belief in recent years, myself, I experienced a lot of improvement. Okay. Neshama, it was life-changing to realize my self-concept was imperative to healthy living. Thank you for explaining. I did not realize there was a modality dedicated to this. I just worked on it myself. Thanks. There are many modalities. The exploration of the mind is still at its infancy. And so it's very exciting to learn about all those things. But yeah, we can absolutely change everything about life if we can change how we think and how we feel. Omnom, Didi, you are so relatable. especially on the things about kids. Okay, thank you, Amnam. Julia, the more I hear from you, the more I love you. Oh, thank you, Julia. I have ADHD and CPTSD as well, and you know what? I would just see you as my overseas dad right now. I can be your uncle. You're adopted. You have no say in that. All right, fair enough. Julia, also, you said working on a book. Yes, it's not out yet. I'm still. It's a lifetime project, so I don't know when it's going to come out, but I've been working on many different books, but it's changing all the time because I'm always discovering new stuff every day, all the time. I have ADHD, and so I'm obsessed. I hyper focus on what I love, which is anything to do with the mind, which is why I'm here now. And so yeah, I have a lot of different books on the go, and when one of them is finished, I will publish it. I will make sure that everyone knows about it. Thank you for asking. um, the books that I have would be explaining the mechanics of the mind, so that people can do two things. First, understand themselves, why they are the way they are, and what they can do about it. When you understand, you can change. But also, as we understand ourselves, we can understand others, because we're all born with the same system. The way it's going to evolve is going to be different, but the system itself is the same. And so what it means is that when we can understand the mechanics of the mind at a societal level, now we can change society. And that's my secret plan. My secret plan is not just to help people individually, but also to help build a better society for all. Because one of the reasons why we all suffer is precisely because society is broken. And the reason why it's broken is because it needs to evolve away from old ways that are no longer working for anyone. So yeah, the system is outdated essentially, and so yeah, that's my stone into that path to evolution and hopefully creating a better world for the future generations. Thank you for the little heart. I'm coming to the end of the thread for the first time. I'm going to just bear with me. I'm going to blow my nose. It's full. Okay. Julia, I also want to help society. How can I do that in my everyday life? This topic is really overwhelming me. The best thing you can do, and I know that it's going to sound very silly, I put a video out today, a long form video on YouTube that explains this actually. I talk about it from the perspective of racism and discrimination. But check it out if you have a chance. It's 16 minutes long. And basically, the best way to change society, to change the world, is to change ourselves first. There's a very cherished quote that I share a lot from Ram Dass, and it goes like this: the only thing that you can do for me is to work on yourself. The only thing that I can do for you is to work on myself. And so when it comes to society, learn how to heal, to let go of your baggage, to understand more about psychology, and to replace judgment and reactions with understanding. And if we can do this, we're going to change the world automatically, just by us being us, just by virtue of us existing and interacting with people the way we are. So that's my advice to you. There are many ways to help society. See people like Greta Thunberg. She's doing amazing. I love her. But we're not all Greta. And so we all have different powers, and there are different ways we can help in many different ways. But the one thing that I would suggest, from my perspective as a therapist, is to work on ourselves. Let go of our fears and anger and resentment and limiting belief, so that we can be an inspiration for the people around us, and so also so that we can have the right intuition to know what to do. The more we find clarity here and peace there, the more we have access to inspiration and intuition. And we have a dial connected to the universe, and it tells us then what to do. So for me, it happened organically. I know that my job, at some point, we get to the point where I can help a lot of people. Whether I'm alive or not, I don't know. But it doesn't matter. I'm going to do it for the doing, because it's what I do. But it didn't start like that. I didn't get on that journey because I wanted to save the world. I get on that journey because it was my journey. It was about me going through my old stuff and finding a way out of it. And as I did that, things became clearer and clearer every year. And now I've been in a very good place for a while, but it's still improving because there's no limit to expansion. And now it's clear to me that this is what I do, and I couldn't do anything else anyway. This is who I am. So that's me. And so until the end of my life, I will keep exploring, expanding how to explain certain things, how to understand other things, and hopefully at some point that will trickle in some ways in a book that hopefully will influence and impact the world positively. I have no thumbs. Smile as much as possible. That's a good place to start. If you can, yes. But that's the thing. Again, remember, I'm a therapist, and so this page invites all sorts of people. Some of us have anxiety, depression, trauma, and so we can't really tell people, smile, if you want to tell the world. And that's why I'm saying, work on yourself. If we work on ourselves, then we'll be able to smile more. I agree with you. Then that'll be a good thing to do, right? I agree with you, being kind, being altruistic, doing random acts of altruism, all those things are amazing and very important. However, not everyone can. And also, we don't want to smile if we feel like rubbish. Otherwise, we're going to create something called toxic positivity. I'm trying to come across as like Neil Flanders in The Simpsons, Mr. Nice, happy, and that doesn't work in many instances. But I agree with you that we should, if we can spread kindness and happiness and joy. That's how we change the world as well. It is 7:42. I'm happy to stay up till 8 o'clock. If you have any more questions. I've got one. Julia, what do you think of EMDR? I don't know well enough. I know of it, and a lot of my colleagues also do that. I know that it can work for a lot of people, but it doesn't work for everyone. So again, it's like everything. It's like RTT, it's like NLP, it's like all sorts of different protocols. And this is what I always say. There's not one system that can help everyone. There's, however, at least one system that will work for you at this point in time in your journey. And so it's for us to find out what works for us. EMDR tends to have a good reputation, especially for anything to do with trauma. But there are also some stories of people for whom it didn't work so well. So I'm not dissing it, but I just want to be cautious and accurate. And so at this point in time, I haven't heard about any negative stories from RTT. So again, I may be biased, I certainly am, but genuinely I haven't heard any bad experiences from the RTT. It can be possible if the practitioner comes from a bad place or is not careful, but I haven't heard yet. Hopefully never. But with EMDR, I've heard all sort of different stories, and because of that, I'd say it can be very good. But it's for you to do your research and find out if it works for you. Julia Dream, thank you so much for everything. It's my pleasure, Julia. So as I said, I'm happy to stay up till 8 o'clock, but if no one asks me anything, I will resume my day and I will come back. And we always have more opportunities to talk together because I come live twice a week. I'm going to be back Friday. Every Wednesdays and every Fridays from 6 p.m. UK time up till 8 o'clock maximum. I'm here on YouTube. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. I appreciate your support so that you can see me when I go live and join. If you have any friends who could benefit from my help, get them involved so that they can ask me questions directly. If you have any questions about my content, also let me know in the comment or whatever. At this point in time, I post 3 short videos every day and 1 long form video every week. And so if you have any things that I could use, if you want me to talk about some topics, I can create videos for that. All the words are taken. Thank you, Didi. Have a beautiful evening. Thank you so much. Is that it? Anyone wants to ask me any last questions for the road? Nichama, thank you. If no, I'm going to go gently. So remember that the live will stay. If you found this interesting, you want to retrieve some information, I think by tomorrow, in the next few hours, it will be available somehow on my page and you can always replay it. Okay, that's it. In that case, I'm going to go. Guys, thank you very much. I wish you a great night or day, wherever you are. And that's it. I'm going to say my famous motto. Remember to be kind to others if you can. But if you can't, at least try your best to be kind to yourself. Okay, guys, love you all. And maybe see you Friday or next week.